Imagine for a moment that you are not reading these words with your eyes, but with the deep memory of your soul. That each phrase is an echo of something you already knew, but had forgotten among routine, noise, and the mirages of the external world. This is not an ordinary text. It is a vibrational mirror, a key encoded by consciousness itself. Here you will not be spoken to as a student, but as a co-creator. The universe will not be explained, you will be invited to resonate with it. Because if God were your teacher, not the distant, institutionalized God fragmented by centuries of dogma, but the living God, the one who breathes in your thoughts, in your silences, and in every awakened cell, how would he teach you to manifest? What revelations would he deliver to your inner temple? Prepare yourself, for this reading is not from the mind but from the soul. It is an initiation disguised as words. And if you're here, it's because somewhere on some plane, you have responded to the call. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe and like. Imagine for a moment that this life you inhabit is not random, but the hidden classroom of a divine school. Every encounter, every emotion, every silence has been placed as part of your inner education. And if that teacher were God, not the distant one of temples, but the one who breathes within you, how would he teach? He wouldn't use rules. He'd use vibration. He'd ask who you are before teaching you how to create. Because manifestation doesn't begin with desire, but with recognition. He'd reveal that reality is not matter, but energy in response. That every word you speak is a decree. And that the universe doesn't respond to what you ask for, but to what you hold as truth within yourself. This teacher would remind you of what ancient civilizations already knew. The word creates worlds. In Egypt, in India, in Hebrew texts, every sound, symbol, and letter was alchemy. And you too are pronouncing your world, even without knowing it. But before giving you power, God would ask you to observe your vibrational state. He'd show you your vessel. Can you contain what you desire, or are you fragmented by doubt, guilt, lack? Because manifestation isn't a mental trick. It's a pure resonance between your soul and the quantum field. This first teaching does not deliver formulas. It invites you to remember that you are not a mere apprentice. You are a spark of the all. And you did not arrive here by chance. You were called. And within that calling, the activation has already begun. Imagine you're about to discover a sacred science, not transmitted through books but through vibration. That everything you've ever thought about manifestation has been only a shadow of what it truly is. A forgotten art, a soul technology operating long before form appears. Because before anything exists in the visible, it has already been pronounced in the invisible. And that pronunciation doesn't come from common words, but from embodied word, from sound that carries spirit. Your word does not inform, your word transforms. This is the second chamber of divine teaching, where the word is revealed as the primordial instrument of creation. Not as religious metaphor but as vibrational literalness. The sages of Egypt knew it. The word was an alchemical spell. Hekau was not just sound, it was an energetic command to the universe. The Vedas taught that a well-pronounced mantra doesn't invoke, it instructs. The Kabbalists knew that to name properly was to create. And you? How are you naming your life? What kind of universe do your daily decrees construct? The divine teacher shows you that manifestation isn't born from anxious desire, but from coherent word. That the universe doesn't respond to fear disguised as affirmation, but to a decree that emerges from an aligned soul. If you say, "I am abundance," while fearing the void, your message gets distorted. It's like speaking two languages simultaneously and expecting clarity. Your word creates only when it's backed by the energy that sustains it. That's why, before teaching you to speak, the teacher leads you inward to examine your vessel. Is it fractured by inherited thoughts? Is it filled with pure vibrational water or stirred by doubts that sabotage you? Because you cannot manifest miracles if the vessel you are is cracked. You cannot hold light if shadows still inhabit you unacknowledged. Here begins the third chamber of divine teaching. The chamber of vibrational recognition. It's not enough to want. Not enough to repeat. You must embody. Do you want health? Observe whether your identity still vibrates with fear of illness. Do you want love? See whether you perceive yourself as unworthy. Because you don't attract what you desire, you attract what you already are at a deep frequency. And the teacher does not condemn or punish. He simply reveals. He shows you that every complaint you emit, every automatic word, every self-sabotaging joke is a vibrational program delaying your alchemy. He teaches you that your external reality is only a reflection of your internal state maintained with consistency. It's not about perfection, it's about coherence. Then he asks you to observe more attentively, to see your thoughts as hidden prayers, to review your emotions as energetic codes. Because manifestation doesn't come from mental desire, but from vibrational alignment. To say, I am not as formula but as active power, as heartbeat of truth. And that every word you pronounce from this moment forward be sacred decree, not echo of fear. Because here you are, in the presence of the invisible teacher. And his teachings no longer arrive through borrowed parables. They come through your gestures, your decisions, your energetic field. This is the moment you understand that manifestation is not a technique. It is a state of being. Not magic, it is memory. Not asking, it is remembering. You have traversed two chambers. That of sacred word and that of energetic congruence. And something within you no longer vibrates the same. Because what the soul recognizes, the universe manifests. And you are beginning to remember. Sometimes what you most desire doesn't arrive, and the soul grows restless. But the divine teacher doesn't teach you to persist with anxiety, but to surrender with certainty. Energy responds to a tranquil soul, not an agitated desire. Manifesting is not controlling the process, it is aligning with it. Let go of the how and the when. Cultivate vibrational neutrality. That silent state that doesn't ask, but vibrates as if it already were. The Creator does not beg, he embodies. If you desire love, become love. If you seek abundance, honor every small resource as sacred. The universe does not respond to mental fantasies. It responds to embodied frequencies. Energetic coherence becomes the soul's technology. Living as if it already is, not from illusion but from authentic vibration. And when you ask why the process feels stalled, the teacher reveals. You are suffocating it with impatience. Like the farmer who unearths the seed too soon, you prevent it from sprouting. Manifestation happens when accompanied by silent faith, by anticipatory gratitude. Prayer is not supplication, it is calibration. You do not seek to convince the divine, you seek to merge with it. Then the final truth emerges. Not everything you desire is what your soul needs. Sometimes delay is protection, and denial is redirection. Manifestation is becoming someone who can hold what they've asked for. And that requires inner alchemy. Not attracting from the old self, but transforming into the version that vibrates with the new. God would not give you recipes, he'd give you fire to burn what you no longer are. He would ask you to empty yourself so you may receive. Let daily life become your temple, and each gesture a creator's decree. Because the universe listens. Not to what you imagine but to what you emit. Thus, manifestation ceases to be desire and becomes certainty. It ceases to be search and becomes activation. Today you no longer wait. Memory vibrates within you. You are no longer a spectator. You are a channel. An architect. You are no longer asking. You are remembering. And in that remembrance, the universe responds. It's not about applying formulas or repeating hollow mantras. The sacred cannot be imitated, it can only be embodied. What you've read does not seek to convince you, it seeks to remind you. Because true manifestation is not technique, it is frequency. It is not achieved through effort but activated by alignment. And that alignment begins when you recognize that the Creator is not outside. He is waiting for you to awaken within. This is the outer closing, but the true beginning is internal. Now that you know, can you continue living as before? Can you look at your life without perceiving the symbols that guide you, the emotions that reveal, the vibrations that speak? Because the universe is listening, calibrating, responding, and you are no longer a spectator. You are teacher, channel, alchemist. The question is not whether you can manifest. It is whether you can remember that you have always been manifesting. From love or from fear. From unity or from fracture. Today you choose. Today you activate. Today you vibrate as conscious creator. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.